Barcelona are planning big. Fire Laporta has picked his #1 target to replace Lewandowski next season, and it's not who you think eyes. At the same time, Bundesliga and Premier League clubs are chasing a Barca Wonderkid with a €1 billion release clause, and Flick wants him in pre-season. Plus, that same gem is now the joint most valuable defender in the world globe, showing Europe Africa. Welcome again to Barcelona News World. Barcelona have delayed their search for a #9 until next season, with Robert Lewandowski set to lead their line for another year, the final one he is contracted for. However, President Joan Laporta has already started thinking about the post-Lewandowski era at Camp Nou. Lewandowski was Barcelona's top scorer last season, scoring 42 goals and giving 3 assists in his 52 appearances, including some crucial strikes in El Clasico against Real Madrid. Turning 37 in August though, it is no surprise that Barcelona are thinking about who will play through the middle after him. Marc-Andre ter Stegen is back in Barcelona following a flight back from Germany. A meeting between him and the sports area is imminent. Ter Stegen remains furious. Julian Alvarez to Barcelona talk. Initially, when Joan Laporta returned to the Barcelona presidency, it was always noted that Erling Haaland would be the top target, but after that moved out of their financial reach, Lewandowski was brought in. More recently, Alexander Isak has been cited as the striker that most interests the recruitment at Barcelona. However, in recent weeks, there have been a number of links between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid forward Julian Alvarez. His agent has supposedly held meetings with several major clubs, but it was made known that an offer that would most attract him was Barcelona. Talk that was fueled by his agent too. Laporta admires Alvarez. Alvarez arrived at Atletico Madrid for €75 million, plus €15 million in variables, last summer, and by the midway point this season, it became clear he was the star name in their lineup. According to Cadena SR, after watching him 4 times in person, Laporta has changed his tune from talking about AC Milan's Rafael Leo as a dream signing, to discussing Alvarez. Any move would occur next summer, despite Atletico's constant assertions that Alvarez is going nowhere. Alvarez's debut season at Atletico. The 25-year-old forward was a constant for Diego Simeone this season, leading the line alongside one of Antoine Griezmann or Alexander Sorloth. In his 54 appearances, Alvarez scored 29 goals and gave 7 assists this season, just 9 less than Lewandowski in a far less prolific team. In the last few years, the number of players making the jump from the FC Barcelona academy to the first team has been quite high. The current Blaugrana first team includes several such players who made the jump from the youth academy, including Gavi, Alejandro Bald, Pau Cubarsí and Lamine Yamal. Meanwhile, there are still some other very promising players playing at the youth level and in the Barcelona subsidiary teams who are in line to get their opportunities playing with the first team in the upcoming pre-season. Hansi Flick wants Noah Darvich in pre-season. One such Barcelona quarry player who has raised a lot of hopes about his future is the midfielder Noah Darvich. Despite a slow start after his move to the Catalan club, he has shown some signs of improvement with the B team, but his future at Barcelona is quite uncertain. According to Mundo Deportivo, Hansi Flick likes the midfielder and would want to have him under his command for the upcoming pre-season. However, his presence in the first team is not entirely guaranteed for the next season, and thus he is considering some offers he has received from around Europe, but mainly from Germany. Darvich also considering outside offers. Stuttgart and Bayer Leverkusen are 2 such clubs from the Bundesliga that are interested in the young midfielder. Meanwhile, the Premier League giants Manchester City have also shown an interest in him. However, Darvich is yet to make a decision in this regard. In 2023, the German playmaker had signed a contract for 3 years, with 2 additional optional years, which was in line with the UEFA-mandated formula for underage players. He has a €1 billion release clause, but he is currently focused on the U19 European Championship. Flick likes the midfielder and has already called him up for 2 league games, against Celta Vigo and Real Valladolid, although he did not end up playing. The German coach believes he has a good future ahead of him, but his position is already quite saturated in the first team. Thus, it remains to be seen where he will be playing next season. Lamine Yamal has once again made Barcelona proud by becoming the highest valued player in world football. In the latest Transfermarkt valuation update, Yamal's valuation has been raised to €200 million, overtaking Vinicius Jr., whose market price was lowered to €170 million. However, Yamal is not the only player who has made Barcelona proud. Cubarsí, most valuable defender in the world. Thanks to the new valuation updates, Pau Cubarsí has become the joint most valuable defender in the world. This is because the youngster's valuation has risen €10 million to €80 million, which is on par with Arsenal superstar William Saliba. Both Saliba and Cubarsí now have a valuation of €80 million, thus making them the most valuable defenders in the world, along with Achraf Hakimi and Alessandro Bastoni. Cubarsí's defensive teammate Jules Koundé is not far behind in the race either, with the Frenchman currently enjoying the 10th spot on the list of most valued defenders. The right-back is currently valued at €65 million, which is just €15 million shy of Cubarsí and Saliba. However, the Frenchman is trailing quite a few defenders, including William Pacho, Josko Gvardiol and new Real Madrid signing Trent Alexander-Arnold. Another Barcelona player in the running for the most expensive defender is Alejandro Balde, whose valuation stands at €60 million. However, unlike Koundé and Cubarsí, the Spaniard's valuation hasn't increased. Nevertheless, Cubarsí, for his part, will be delighted with the valuation increase, which will serve as a morale booster for the young defender as he looks to take up a more leadership role next season. With Íñigo Martínez in the final phase of his career, the onus will indeed be on Cubarsí to become more expressive at the back and eventually become a key defensive leader for the club. Lewandowski's final year is here. The next number 9 is being lined up, and Barca's youth are turning into gold. What do you think? Is the future of Barcelona in safe hands? Backhand index pointing down. Comment, like and subscribe for more Barca News World. Stay tuned as we unpack all these stories and what they mean for the future of Barcelona. According to Mundo Deportivo, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are in the final stretch of negotiations over the permanent transfer of Clement Lenglet, with a deal potentially being wrapped up this week. Hourglass not done. Urgency at Camp Nou. Talks have been ongoing for several days, but all parties are now working with urgency. Barcelona are eager to remove Lenglet from their wage books as he's no longer part of the club's plans. The French defender's €16 million per year salary, inflated by pandemic-era deferrals, is seen as a financial burden the Catalan giants can no longer afford. Lenglet's contract runs until 2026, but with the club under pressure from financial fair play (FFP) rules, a quick resolution is needed. His recent return from international duty, carrying a slight hip injury, has not changed Barca's stance. Counterclockwise arrows button. Atletico interested, but only on their terms. Atletico Madrid, while open to bringing Lenglet back, are clear in their stance. No more loans and no full wage coverage. For a deal to happen, Barcelona will likely have to terminate Lenglet's contract or let him leave on a free transfer. With other targets on their summer radar, Atletico have downgraded Lenglet to a secondary option, but they could act quickly if Barca makes the exit path easier. Moneybag. A financial tug-of-war. Barcelona are walking a tightrope. Releasing Lenglet without a transfer fee would mean zero profit, but significant salary relief, which might be the more urgent need as the club reshapes its squad and finances. For his part, Lenglet is actively involved in negotiations, reportedly open to a pay cut to secure a long-term future and regular playing time. La Liga president Javier Tebas shares insights on Barcelona's financial future and rising stars. La Liga president Javier Tebas recently spoke to the media about several pressing issues in Spanish football, with a strong focus on FC Barcelona and their evolving situation. Addressing the club's financial health, Tebas expressed cautious optimism regarding Barca's ability to participate actively in the upcoming summer transfer market despite existing economic constraints. FC Barcelona knows what they have to do to make big signings, Tebas said. They are aware of the duties they need to fulfill in order to operate normally in the market. Hopefully they'll make the right moves and bring in the players they want. This suggests that while financial challenges remain, there is confidence at the highest level that Barcelona can still compete, provided they strictly follow La Liga's financial regulations. Lamine Yamal highlighted as a future Ballon d'Or contender. Tebas also turned attention to Barcelona's emerging talents, spotlighting teenage sensation Lamine Yamal in the ongoing Ballon d'Or conversation. Lamine is one of the best in the world today, Tebas remarked, adding that the young star still has significant room to grow. He also mentioned winger Rafinha, noting that while both players shine, sometimes one stands out more prominently. The La Liga chief praised Barca's youth academy, La Masia, crediting it as a world-class production line for nurturing future global stars. What's important about Lamine is that he shows how homegrown players, like Messi once did, can become global icons. Barcelona's request to delay season start due to stadium works. On a logistical front, Tebas commented on Barcelona's request to play away from home during the opening matches of the 2025-26 La Liga season because of ongoing renovations at Camp Nou. He clarified that such requests are normal and not controversial. Clubs under renovation are usually allowed to begin later. The key is that all teams kick off the league at the same time, because the first day is emblematic. Tebas also touched upon scheduling challenges caused by the Club World Cup, explaining that fixture adjustments are necessary but can be disruptive. This is not the result of a reshuffle. It's simply a matter of adjusting to international commitments, though it does hurt when key matches get postponed. Marc Guiu's future in doubt as European clubs circle Hansi Flick to play key role. Barcelona's promising striker Marc Guiu is the latest La Masia product to draw growing attention from clubs across Europe, but new head coach Hansi Flick may be preparing to intervene and keep the youngster at Camp Nou. According to reports from Sport, Bundesliga clubs such as RB Leipzig and Eintracht Frankfurt, along with Serie A giants AC Milan, have expressed concrete interest in the 18-year-old forward, who made headlines last season with a memorable debut goal for the senior team. Guiu has impressed at both Barca Athletic and during his brief appearances under Xavi Hernandez, but with his contract situation still unresolved, suitors are watching closely. The striker's current deal runs until 2025 and includes a relatively modest release clause by Barca standards, a factor that has emboldened foreign interest. Sources inside the club say that Flick sees Guiu as a raw but valuable attacking option, especially given Barcelona's lack of depth up front. While Guiu is not yet a guaranteed first-team regular, Flick reportedly wants to assess him personally during the preseason tour. The German manager is known for integrating young talent, and his admiration for Guiu's physicality and finishing instinct could be the deciding factor in the striker's next steps. Guiu is also said to be keen on proving himself and earning a more permanent role in the senior setup. Crowded forward line adds complexity. Despite Flick's interest, Guiu faces stiff competition. With Lewandowski, Vitor Roque, and even Ferran Torres in the mix for attacking minutes, his path to consistent game time remains uncertain. Barcelona are reluctant to lose him, but the club's current financial constraints mean any sizable offer could force a tough decision, especially if Guiu himself begins to question his prospects in the first team. Direct hit decision expected after €19. Like fellow prospect Noah Darvich, Guiu is currently focused on the UEFA U19 European Championship, where he's expected to play a key role for Spain. His final decision on whether to commit long-term to Barcelona is expected to come after the tournament. So there you have it, big moves could be on the horizon for Lenglet, and Barcelona's financial outlook is cautiously optimistic thanks to leaders like Javier Tebas. Meanwhile, young talents like Marc Guiu face critical career decisions, with Hansi Flick ready to shape their paths. What do you think about these developments? Will Lenglet join Atletico? Can Barca balance their books and build a winning squad? And should Marc Guiu stay or move on? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the latest Barca news and analysis. Thanks for watching.